You have to be aware of this. When you have an abundance of time coupled with an abundance of money, it is imperative that you be aware of these dynamics. Understand that people are not going to stop you from destroying yourself. It seems like so many people never have enough time, never have enough money. Do you know that fully 55% of Australian women feel as though they are always rushed? 75%, three quarters of Americans with children feel as if they never have enough time to enjoy their lives. Okay, 60% of adults in the United Kingdom feel that it is really, really hard just to keep up with their basic bills. That's something like 32 million people in the UK feel stressed about paying their bills every month. But the interesting thing is, not everyone has these problems and these concerns. There are some people who have the opposite problems. They have too much time and too much money. So we're going to be talking about those people today. You might be one of them. If you have too much time and a bit too much money for your own good, then I'm talking to you today. So this is Mark Johnson, the founder of Bounce Pep, bringing you ideas for a fit and flourishing future. And I am the youngest son of Bill Johnson. So I'm going to ask the question to lead off. Do you have an abundance of time coupled with an abundance of money? Okay. If that is you, then we need to talk about the risks associated with that. And we need to further talk about something that you can do, somewhere that you can start, okay, to mitigate those risks and turn things around. Okay. So I know that for someone on the outside looking in, for someone who is having a problem paying bills, or for someone who just always feels as if they're just too busy, there's just not enough time in the day, they can look at someone who has an abundance of time and an abundance of financial resources, and to them it seems like those aren't real problems. It's like, well, what's the problem? You've got all the time that you want, you've got all the money that you can use. I mean, what is your problem? What are you complaining about? What is the real problem? I don't get it. But if you are someone who has an abundance of time and an abundance of money, then you know that there are risks associated with that. And I'm going to point out a couple of the really big ones. So the first one is this. And if this sounds like you, I just want you to be thinking to yourself, yeah, that sounds a lot like me. And I need to be paying attention to what this man is telling me. Okay, so the first one is this. When you have an abundance of time, really too much time for your own good, it can lead to negative thoughts, strangely, because what happens is you get bored. And when you get bored, your mind just has a lot of empty bandwidth to start to wander to places that really aren't healthy. And you can start to have self-esteem issues. You know, why is it that I feel as though I'm drifting, right? I have all this time, I can do whatever I want to do, but really it just feels as though I'm drifting. Nothing seems purposeful. The way I'm living, the things I'm doing every day, they don't feel meaningful, right? I just feel as though I'm drifting. So an abundance of time can lead to those negative thoughts, and it can kind of eat away at your self-esteem when you feel as though you're just spending your time not really doing anything purposeful on a daily basis. You're just living to live. And when you combine that with an abundance of money, it brings on this second problem that I find people struggle with. And it is this: you start to engage in self-destructive behavior. So think about this. Of course, you have plenty of time, you have plenty of money. And so that means that you don't really have any barriers on, what you can do. You've got the time, you've got the money. Okay. So you Cope with the boredom that you feel by just doing whatever feels good, entertaining yourself, pleasuring yourself. And that's okay in spurts. It's okay. There's a season for that. But if you're someone who's caught up into that stuff all the time, like you are coping with your abundance of time by using your financial resources to pleasure yourself and entertain yourself incessantly, all the time, perpetually, you are at risk of engaging in self destructive behavior because pleasure all the time, entertainment all the time is destructive. I got news for you. Okay. It is destructive. And especially if you've got financial resources where you can pretty much have anything that you want to have, there's nothing stopping you from doing all the wrong things, actually. And you know that when you have money, people tell you yes because they want your money. So they're not going to stop you. If you pay somebody, you will. People have a price. If you are willing to pay, people will say yes. Okay. And they will let you destroy yourself. As long as they're getting paid, hey, not their responsibility. You have to be aware of this. When you have an abundance of time coupled with an abundance of money, it is imperative that you be aware of these dynamics. Understand that people are not going to stop you from destroying yourself. Okay. That's why I'm talking to you. That's why I'm speaking to you very, very clearly. So, what can you do? How do you get a handle on this if you feel that you're just drifting? Okay. At Bounce Pep, we talk about something very, very consistently, very often. And it is this thing called purpose. And you have to start there. Let me just explain something. When you have no idea what your purpose is, it's like you're navigating a ship. There's no rudders. There's no sail. Like you don't, there's no, you can't, you're not steering. You're trying to navigate, but you have no way of steering. You're simply out in this big ocean. Okay. This big ocean called abundant time and abundant money, no direction, and you're drifting. Okay. And you're out there basking in the sun, and yeah, it feels good sometimes, but it still feels empty, and you know it feels empty. And the reason is because you haven't figured out what your real purpose in this life is supposed to be. And because you haven't figured out what your purpose is, you have nothing to focus your time and financial resources on that is productive and meaningful and purposeful, right? You know what I'm talking about. I'm not just making this up. I'm telling if you're someone who is dealing with this issue, you've got to get on top of what your purpose is. Okay? This is where you start. Once you know what your purpose is, then you have something to focus on, and then that's going to give you something like real activities that have meaning, okay? That can elevate your life and that can elevate the lives of people around you. You know, what legacy are you leaving? Are you just going to just blow all of your time, blow all of your money, and not leave any legacy? I mean, that's it. That's all you want for your life. I don't think so. I think that you really want to tap into a deeper meaning, a deeper purpose for your life, so that you have something to focus on, productive and meaningful. Right. So I'm just going to leave you with this idea today. I want you to start to think about what your purpose is, and I want you to go to the Bounce Pep website and just read everything there. Just take, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. It doesn't take that long. Just read the homepage. Go to that first homepage. Just read everything that you see. Okay. That's gonna start to get you thinking about what your purpose should be. Okay. Because that's where you got to start. Don't let an abundance of time and an abundance of money lead you to destroy yourself, lead you to just drift. Okay. Your life is supposed to have purpose. It's supposed to have meaning. It's supposed to mean something to you and to other people. Okay. So with that said, I want you to follow up on what I've asked you to do. Okay. Follow through, follow through, follow through. Go to bouncepep.com, read up, start to think about what your purpose is. Gonna leave you with that. Have a good week, and I will talk to you next time.